Hey there, fabulous dancer. Thanks again for joining me for this Saidi style masterclass. We had so much fun, and I hope that you are just loving the Saidi style foundations that you have been introduced to and have been playing with since then. I wanted to give you a little bonus. We talked a lot about the cane in our workshop together, and we talked about the forward spin, which is like quintessential, used all the time when we use an asaya within Saidi dance. But you can also spin the cane backwards, and it is so sassy and so fun. And I wanted to show you a short little combination with this backward spin. And I also wanted to teach you how to do the backward spin, because counterintuitively, you do it completely differently than you do the forward spin. And so I was going to take you through that technique so that you could create a nice, clean, simple, easy to accomplish backward spin. And then we'll put it into like a little combo that you can then tag on to what we did in the masterclass together. My name is Sahira, and I'm here to teach you the beautiful art of belly dance. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to like and follow me so I can send you brand new belly dance instructional content every single week. Now let's get started. So for today's tutorial, I'm using a fairly lightweight hooked asaya or cane. This one's very easy to work with because it is so lightweight, but there are lots of different styles. There are ones that don't have a hook. There are ones that are a bit heavier, made out of wood. You could even use a dowel rod in a pinch. We're going to be looking at how to hold the cane and how to spin it backwards in a way that's easy to replicate, easy to do, and ensures you never smack yourself in the head, because you want to avoid that at all costs, right? Okay, so when you're holding the cane, you want to think about holding it just a few inches before the bottom. You don't want to hold it all the way at the bottom. It just like it makes the chances of you tossing it into the audience all the more likely. So we're going to make sure that we hold it a few inches up. And if you are really nervous about this sliding out of your hand, here's a little insider tip. You can take like a rubber band and put it around the very edge of your cane. That way you kind of have a bumper and you know if your hand is getting too close to the bottom. You can do that. You can totally like paint it to match the cane. Nobody needs to know. I won't tell. So we've got the cane in our hand and we're just holding it in a fist. In order to spin it backwards, which interestingly enough is very different than spinning it forward, we're going to think about always standing with the elbow out, right? You want to keep the cane away from the body, otherwise it's like right in line to smack you, right? Elbow is out, your hand is slightly further out than the elbow, so your arm is not in the way. When you spin backwards, you want to think about allowing gravity to do the first half of the work. So you're going to allow the cane to simply fall backwards. And when that happens, I want you to think about having it right here, right, in between the thumb and the index finger, but like in this little space, right, that is often called, I think I've heard it called the snuff box, which is kind of funny. You're going to have it there and you're holding it just with a little pressure between the thumb and sort of the base of the index finger. Now, to bring it back up, it's kind of a funky little movement you're going to do with your hand to bring it back up. In order to bring it back up, you're going to push with the thumb and you're going to rotate your hand inwards so that you're back in your starting position. So you'll notice, once again, as you allow gravity to take the cane backwards, your palm is going to open up to the ceiling. You have just that tiny bit of pressure. Your fingers have to release, right? Tiny bit of pressure between the thumb and the index finger. You're going to follow that momentum, and you see how you have to take the wrist and twist. Your goal is to be able to do this movement even if you were standing like right next to a wall or a mirror, right? You're creating this move, but it is completely parallel to the wall. So let me give you a couple of hints there. What this means is you absolutely have to release the cane from your death grip as you turn it, right? There's no way to create this very perpendicular to the floor spin if you hold it in your fingers all the time, right? This is when you're going to be, in danger of like smacking your friend on stage with you, right? You notice I get kind of this conical shape. You absolutely have to open the hand to allow gravity to take the spin all the way down and then rotate the hand in. So I'm opening the hand, rotating the hand back in, and you'll actually see, if you look at the cane, check it out. If you check out the hook of the cane, as it comes back up, it actually kind of spins around. Can you see that? It sort of spins around. That's the motion that's necessary in order for this very vertical movement, this very vertical circle to happen. So you can practice next to a wall once you're feeling confident that you're not going to break through the wall with your cane, especially if you have a heavier cane. But these are the 2 steps you want to do. You want to release so that gravity takes a hold of the cane, and then you're pushing a little bit with the thumb, a little bit with the index finger, and rotating the hand back up. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try that nice and slow. Just release and stop. I want you to stop it right back at the top. Just one single spin. 1, 2, 3, release and stop it at the top. Again, 1, 2, 3, release and stop it at the top. One more time, 1, 2, 3, release and stop it at the top. If you find you're holding on, you're going to be swinging the cane out to the side. It's not going to get that same momentum. So I definitely want you to be sure you're opening the hand completely, right? If you drop the cane, you drop the cane. It's not a big deal. So don't worry about that. Just drop it, get it over with, and continue on with the exercise. Yeah. Let's try this a couple more times in your dominant hand. And then we're going to challenge ourselves to try the non-dominant hand and see what happens. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, release and around. 1, 2, 3, and one more time. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice there's no movement in the shoulder, no movement in the elbow. Everything is happening here in the hand and the wrist. So make sure you're not swinging the cane around this way. Yeah, let's go ahead before switching to the other side. Let's do 3 backward spins in a row. Depending on the speed of your spin, you may choose to like completely close your hand or to keep it open as you spin. It's a little bit personal choice. I like to keep my hand a little bit closed. If I'm spinning slowly, I will actually like close my hand completely around the cane as I come around. I like to spin the cane in tempo with the music. So if the music's a bit faster or if I'm spinning double time, I will sometimes keep the hand a little bit more open to facilitate that faster spin. Play with it, see what seems comfortable to you. 3 times in a row. We'll go fairly slow, so feel free to use your hand to guide your cane through the top part of the circle. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, and hold at the top. Again, 1, 2, 3. We're going 1, 2, 3. Yes, let's do it one more time, a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and pause. All right. Let's take it to the other side. Woo. See what happens here. Taking it to the other side. Please don't hit yourself in the head. Make sure that your hand is extended out past the elbow. Your hand is a few inches from the bottom of the cane. Let's practice that release. That's going to be the hardest thing on this side. Releasing back and relaxing the hand so the palm faces up, right? The cane can just dangle. And now you get a little push and you can take the hand, rotate the wrist in towards you so that you can bring it back up to the top. Let's do just the release. Here we go. So release, let it dangle, really let it dangle. It should point towards the floor. Yeah, and then on that upswing, grab it and bring it around. Let's do it again. Just the release. Release and let it go. You're gently holding it between your thumb and the base of your index finger. And now give it a little push and a little rotate. One more time, just like that. Release. You really got to let it go. Don't hold it in your death grip. Yeah. And take it around. Okay. So now let's let it go. One full rotation, really being sure that you're not holding on, that you're not swinging the cane this way. You're going to allow gravity to make that a perpendicular to the floor circle. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, take it around, stop. Yeah. You should feel it come all the way down to the ground, right? You're going to get parallel to the wall spin. 1, 2, 3, take it around, stop. Hand opens completely. Just a little pressure between the thumb and the base of the index finger. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, take it around, stop. How's it going? Harder on this side, yeah? 1, 2, 3, take it around, stop. Definitely harder on the non-dominant side. If you've never tried it on this side before, give yourself grace and know that like a lot of times when you are doing Saidi style work, you're going to work in your dominant hand most of the time. If you ever get into doing a double cane piece, which is a very, very fun, then you'll have to use both hands for sure. So it's a good skill to get going. I think it's just very useful for us to try to work our left hand, or your dominant and your non-dominant hand equally sometimes, just for having that ability, right, to be a little bit more ambidextrous and to be a little bit more equal-sided with our technique. Let's go ahead and take a triple spin on the non-dominant hand. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. We go 1, 2, 3, and hold at the top. Yeah? Did you allow it to release? Did gravity do its work? Again, 1, 2, 3. We'll take it 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top. Again, 1, 2, 3. Take it around, release. Use the wrist. Use the wrist. Notice no movement in the shoulder, no movement in the elbow. It's all right here. 1, 2, 3. We go 1, 2, 3. We'll do it one more time for good luck on this side. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. You're going back and around, back and around, back and around, and pause. Whew. All right, now we're going to do a little combo, but we'll just do it on the dominant side. So I'm going to set myself up in the right hand, but if you are left hand dominant, feel free to reverse this and do it on the other side. Okay, so in this combo, we are going to begin our backward spin from here with the cane on the ground. If your cane has a hook, it's hook side down, so your hand is still on the same side where you normally hold it. And we are going to be spinning it from here. So if you think about having it the way you normally hold it, and now just put it on the ground, but keep your hand on it, yeah? Keep your hand on it. What you can do if you wanted to rest it at the top, this is kind of cute to just rest it here, just know that when it's time to spin the cane backwards, you'll need to slide your hand onto the cane to grab it. So you'll be coming from here and you will be taking it, lifting it up, reversing, reversing, and then aiming for the shoulder. And ideally, once you aim for the shoulder, you want to relax any tension in your hand so that the hook and the cane points down and not up. The hook, if your cane has a hook, will naturally point down if you relax your hand a little bit because it's heavier, right? And that's the look you want. Your cane should always point hook down. So we come back down here, either hand on the top if you would like, or hand already down. I like the look of this because we're going to do a couple things while we're here. Yeah, and then when you're ready, grab the cane, lift it up, take it around twice, and then land on the shoulder, relax the hand. When you land on the shoulder, look to find like a slightly middle spot for the cane to land on the shoulder, not too far here and not too far here. Find something that feels comfortable and try not to let it hit you in the shoulder, especially if your cane is heavy. You have to kind of slow it down a little bit so it doesn't hit you in the shoulder or bounce when it hits you. Yeah? All right, so let's try this one more time and then I'll show you how we're going to get into it. Hand is on the cane, grab it backwards, backwards, and rest it on the shoulder. Excellent. Okay, so how we're going to do this. We are going to start while we are in this position here. We're going to do a hip drop, release, hip drop, knee, hip drop, flick the foot, kick the cane into this backwards turn. Yes? So one more time. Actually, it's just going to be a hip drop, knee, then hip drop, flick. So we're going hip drop, lift the knee, hip drop, flick the foot. When I say kick the cane, I actually almost never truly make contact with the cane. I might just like a little bit, but I'm not actually kicking it. Your kick is not necessary to make the cane move. Your hand's going to do all that work, so don't hurt your foot, right? I might make a little contact as I get ready to spin the cane, but I'm not actually kicking it. It just looks like I am, which is really freaking cute. Like it looks really sassy and fun, but don't kick the cane very hard, yeah? So one more time, you're coming from here, you get hip drop, knee, hip drop, flick, little kick, spin, spin onto the shoulder. Yeah, let's try it again. 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it again. Yeah, when you get to that kick part, you've just come from here. You're just going to come to here, right? And if you touch it, that's fine, right? That's the little like you want to make it look like you've kicked it. But if you don't touch it, that's also fine. But go ahead and point the toe and give it that little like that look of a kick to get the cane started. Let's do it again. 6, 7, 8. It's drop and knee, drop and flick, kick, around, around, and shoulder. Yeah, be sure when you're doing that around, you're letting the hand stay open. You're letting gravity do its work. Yeah? Let's try it a couple more times. 6, 7, 8. It's hip drop, knee, hip drop, flick, kick, around, around, and shoulder. You'll notice when I get to the part where it's time for the kick is when I shift my hand, because I have my hand here kind of on the edge of the cane because I think it looks more nonchalant. And then when I get ready for the kick, I'm like, ha. I like slide my hand down the cane from here to get ready, right? That's what I do in order to have this hand position while you're doing the hip drops and then be ready to go when it's time to spin. Let's try that one more time. You got this. Ready? 6, 7, 8. It's knee, then flick, then kick around, around, and shoulder. Nicely done. Let's go ahead and try that with music. All right, starting with just this backwards turn hip drop combo. We're going 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's set it up again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop, knee, drop, kick, double spin to the shoulder. Yeah? What if we add that in to what we did in the master class? Let's start here and then we'll go into the bata step. Yeah, here we go. Drop, knee, drop, kick, and then bata. Inner hip roll. Other way. Saidi 1. Saidi 2. Let's go back to that kick. Here we go. Bata. Saidi 1. Saidi 2. Follow me, take it a turn. Hip circle. Let's do it one more time. Bata. Saidi 1. Saidi 2. One more time. And strike your pose.